In the Papercraft Egg-stravaganza class, we're going to be making 3 different projects for you to put little Easter eggs in. The first one is a basic Easter basket with flowers. The second one is a box which looks like a carrot with an Easter bunny. And the third one is a birdhouse which will either have this pattern paper or this pattern paper, depending on which is in your kit. Which is to contain little Easter eggs again. So for the Papercraft Egg-stravaganza kit, you're going to need the kit, you're going to need some glue, a Pritt stick maybe, or some PVA. A bone folder is really useful for when we're folding up nets and things. And then finally, if you're a crafter, have some brown ink with an ink pad. If you're not a crafter, you probably somewhere got some a makeup pad or something like this and a Q-tip. So that's a kind of non-crafter's way of doing this. That is optional though, so don't worry if you can't find that, you haven't got anything similar. And the first thing you're going to want to do is separate out the bits that you need for each project. The first project is a basket, and it's all of the purple pieces of card, the kit bag which has the leaves and purple flowers in it, and the 2 scalloped circles. Then the next project we're going to do in this kit is a carrot box, which has got a large carrot net, leaves, and a bag with lots of different circles and a little pom-pom. And finally the birdhouse kit, which has got a net for the birdhouse and some bits of patterned paper, the kit with a little bird in it, and the shredded tissue which is to go inside the birdhouse. But we're going to start first of all by doing the simplest of these, which is the basket. To make the basket, you're also going to need to get yourself a pair of scissors. And the first thing that you want to do with the basket is you're going to cut here and here up the fold line until it meets the next fold line. So just that far, not all the way, just one section, okay? So you've got, that's in 3 pieces. Then turn it around and do exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold up this net. So we're going to fold these sides in and back that way, this in and back that way, and the same on this side. Fold it over and then fold it back. And finally this side. Okay. Now you can make your folds a bit crisper by running a bone folder or the edge of a ruler along, just to help that a little bit. Okay, how this basket works is, this is the base of the basket, these are the sides, and if I show you from the side, what's going to happen is the sides of each side of the basket are going to come up like this, okay, on both sides. So we're going to start by adding the patterned papers to each of the 4 corners. So you'll find these in your kit. Be careful when you take things out of your kits because there's lots of small pieces. So the first thing we're going to do is add these papers to the corners like this. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold up the basket on one side, and I'm just going to work out where my handle is going to go. So it's going to go in there. So I'm just going to glue my handle onto this side, just with some Pritt stick or some PVA. or you can staple it if you like. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue onto this corner. Now it's the corner that is pointed, not the corner that's rounded. Glue on that corner, and then I'm lifting the side up and gluing it at an angle like that. So they're both going to be glued on there. So then I'm going to do the other side. Like that. Now I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. I'm going to start by gluing my handle. And there is our basic basket made. I'm going to put that to one side now while I work on my flowers. These flowers are built up in layers, so you want to separate them into the two sides. One is for one side and one for the other side. So each one needs a scallop circle, a dark purple large flower, a lighter purple large flower, a darker purple small flower, and a yellow flower center. Then there are pearls to go in the very center and 2 leaves for each flower. If you have your own craft supplies and you have foam pads, you can build these up using foam pads to give them a bit more dimension. But we're going to make them a little bit more 3D using, of all equipment, a teaspoon. So what you want to do is take a large flower, you want to put your teaspoon, the tip of your teaspoon underneath the petal and your thumb on top, and then drag the teaspoon back. And what that will do is that will curve your petals. So now, if you compare the two, you've got a much more 3D flower. And we're going to start, I'm going to use PVA to build up my flower. I'm going to put a dab of PVA in the middle of that, and I'm going to sit that in the center of my scalloped circle. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with my light purple flower. Make it quite curly. Dab of glue in the middle. And I'm going to sit it on, but just slightly offset the petals so that I can still see the dark ones underneath. Next, my smaller flower. Finally, for the yellow center, all I'm going to do this time is fold up the petals and kind of roll them between my fingers, like that. And last of all, I'm going to add a pearl into the middle. Now I'm going to add my leaves. I'm just going to put a dab of glue on the end and push it underneath. Let it curve upwards a little bit. Same on the other side. And there's my completed flower. Now I'm going to do the same with this one. So here are my 2 finished flowers, and to finish off my project, all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them onto the side of the basket, one on each side. Our first project finished, an Easter basket that you can fill with Easter eggs and give as a gift or keep for yourself.